What's up with it, family? I'm Preston McCullough Jr. here, back at it again with another video. Thanks to everybody who decided to click on this video, check out the content and everything like that. I appreciate everybody who came back to the channel. So basically what I plan on doing today is just driving around the neighborhood so that you guys can get an understanding of the places that I grew up in, right? Not these places in particular, but I grew up in very similar places to what we're about to pass, right? Now, I'm doing that so that you can understand the places and the environments that I grew up in, places that helped me to formulate the perspective that I have now. So before I even did this video, fam, I had to pray. I had to pray for guidance. I had to pray that the words coming out of my mouth during this drive around, during this video, I had to pray that those words can be accepted and can be used to remind people that they got to hold themselves accountable. But I also had to pray that my words were taken as someone who is speaking out of love, right? Because I'm speaking out of love. Like, I'm not speaking from the standpoint of, because I was here and I made it out, I'm somehow better. That's not it. That's not it at all. Like, I'm a regular person, just like everybody else. But I was able to make it out of these situations. I was able to make it out of these housing projects, out of these hoods. And even though every now and then I come back because I got family that's still in the projects, in the hoods, I don't have to be there. And a lot of people who I made this video for, the people who I'm actually targeting and I'm hoping that actually listens to this video, are the people who really don't necessarily have the choice but to be there. Now, if you are a person who lives in the hood and you absolutely want to be there, you don't want better, you don't mind living off of welfare, food stamps, Section 8, living in the hood where they got gunshots and kids outside sagging their pants and all that type of stuff, right? If you don't mind living in that situation and you don't plan on doing anything different in your life, then this video is not for you, right? You might as well go ahead and click off now, because you probably won't be able to relate to anything that I'm about to say going forward. Now let's talk about poverty. I remember at one point I would hear the argument that people are poor and people lived in poverty because they were lazy. And boy, when I tell you, that used to trigger me, that used to make me mad. I used to be upset. I used to just be like, they just don't understand. They don't understand what it's like. Right, that was me. But the older I get and the more involved I get, the more I start to look at the problem and evaluate the situation that's going on in the hood. Even though I grew up my whole life living in the hood, I never really saw the hood from the outside looking in, but from the perspective of somebody who comes from there. And the more I learn about society outside of the hood, the more that I'm starting to understand what people mean by lazy. Now, you can either be physically lazy or you can be intellectually lazy. Now, physically lazy people are easier to point out. It's easy to see because those are the guys who are chilling in front of the gas station, 9 o'clock in the morning when everybody else is typically at work. They drinking a beer in the daytime, chilling, ain't doing much with their life, right? These are also the guys that sit around on the couch all day while their girlfriend go to work, living basically off of her kids' food stamps and welfare and all that type of stuff. And they not even out there looking for a job. They're not even out there trying. Not even trying to obtain a GED or a high school diploma if they don't have that, right? These are the guys who always have excuses on why they can't get a job, on why they can't make something happen, or why they don't have enough money for the light bill or whatever. Those are the people who are lazy physically. Now, let's talk about the intellectually lazy person. Now, the intellectually lazy person may go to work every single day, and they may even be one of the hardest workers at the plant or the factory or the warehouse or wherever it is that they work. This person may also go to work every single day without missing a day and on time. But on the other hand, the intellectually lazy person is that person who knows that they want better, who knows that they want more out of life. They understand that they're not happy in their current situation. Now, this person expresses their laziness by their failure to plan. Even though they recognize the problem, they recognize the fact that they don't want to be there long term, they don't want to hold that position long term, they are somewhat envious and jealous of the person above them who's making more money, who has more responsibilities. But at the same time, they're not willing to do the work that's necessary to get them in the place and in a position that they truly want deep down inside. Let's use a person who never really graduated high school and don't have a GED for an example, right? This person could be working in a warehouse, doing pretty good to support himself financially, considering his current circumstances, that is. Now, let's be real. If you out here doing regular labor at some type of warehouse, we all know that you out here struggling. You know that you're struggling. Prices are too high. Most of these warehouse jobs for people who don't have a GED, no high school diploma or anything like that, they paying $17, $18 an hour at the most, right? You might get lucky and find you one where you can make up to $25 an hour. But even in that situation, you still would not want to get too comfortable. You would still want to be figuring out how it is that you can increase your income. Is there any opportunities for advancement, for growth within that company? And if it's not, you then need to be leveraging the fact that you currently have a job and figure out how to absolutely maximize that opportunity. The fact that you have a job means that you should be able to take care of at least your basic needs. Use that opportunity to then use all of your free time and work on getting that GED, work on going to night classes and obtaining that high school diploma. Using that extra time that you have to focus on getting a trade. Always try to figure out how to better yourself. Go to college or whatever, if that's what you want to do after you get that GED. But we always got to be thinking and planning for the future. Now, if you don't want to do any of what I just said, you could also look at the possibility of just figuring out a new side hustle. You could start like a little landscaping company on the side where you cut people's grass on the weekends. Like, listen, fam, you can charge $60, $100 per yard, depending on, what areas that you target. Like, you can literally be making up to $1,000 every weekend of extra money on the side if you don't mind sweating a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? It's all sorts of side hustles out here that we can be doing. We in America, it's all sorts of ways to get out here and get this money. It all depends on the work ethic that you have. Like, listen, fam, laziness gonna have to go. Either you can complain about being broke, you can complain about being poor, you can just be subjugated to always having to live in the hood for your whole entire life, or you can do something about it, right? These are the types of things that we need to change if we don't want to be displaced, right? We gotta get out here and be productive. We can't continue to blame other people when the root cause of our problem is our own individual selves. We can't continue to blame Jim Crow and white people and capitalism and Republicans when at the end of the day, fam, your ass is the one that's out here making the decision to not get off the couch. It's 1,000,000+ ways to get out here and be successful, right? So we can't continue to blame the system and blame everybody else when we ain't doing nothing to change our own situations. We all can't be rappers. We all can't be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So what is it that we can do? You know what I'm saying? So we can get out here and compete because we live in America. America is capitalism. Now, I'm not foolish enough to think that we all out here broke and dusty. I know some of us out here is really busting down this bag, right? But the thing is, fam, we gotta really begin to reprogram our culture, right? We have a consumption culture. We grew up watching these rappers with these big chains, cash in their hands, flexing, new cars, always got J's on, looking crispy, right? But at the end of the day, fam, if you really want to begin to build wealth, we have to shift away from that consumer mindset and begin to figure out how is it that we can use that very same money that we spend on all of this flashy shit and get into real estate, right? Learn about the stock market. I would never tell you to just start buying stocks, but learn about the stock market. Figure out if the company that you work for right now has some sort of a 401k plan or some kind of individual retirement account, right? We really need to get involved in how it is that these other people are out here getting this money. Now, you have to make a decision if you're going to be the lion or if you're going to be the gazelle. If you're going to be the predator or if you're going to be the prey. Now, if you decide to be the predator, that don't mean that you got to go out here and just boss everybody up. Like, once you get to that point where you have the financial means to do what it is that you want to do and be in control of your own destiny, you could then choose to be nice. You don't have to then buy up all the land and kick everybody out. You could then choose to buy all the land and let everybody else live for free if that's what you want to do with your own money. But at the end of the day, we have to put ourselves in a position where we have the ability to make a decision on who the hell it is we want to be, instead of just sitting around and waiting for other people to make decisions about our lives. But that's all I got to say, fam. Again, this is all in love, and I know that my opinion is unpopular, but at the end of the day, I don't give a damn, right? Somebody got to say it, because I don't think not enough people saying it. But that's all I got to say, fam. Thank y'all for watching. Holla at your boy.